This Adelie penguin that has just reached adulthood, called Stephen. He is the main character of our story today. Stephen, who is hurrying on his way, chasing after the penguin army and the Adelie team he belongs to. They are almost at their destination. To this, Stephen, who ended up at the back, was completely unaware. What is this big guy going to do? How did they encounter a low penguin on this road? It's also a good opportunity to ask about the team's news. Finding someone easy to talk to and asking is a good choice. Before the words could even leave his mouth, he was ruthlessly rejected. The little ones might be easier to talk to. Although not very old, they are quite aloof. This one looks much gentler. This rather rude little guy doesn't give any chance for an explanation at all. Was beaten up by a little cub. Stephen finds it incredible. Walking through the tall and large emperor penguin colony, finally saw the group of his own kind. Stephen, overwhelmed with excitement, ran wildly all the way. Stephen is no stranger to this land. This is also the place where he grew up, facing the cicada eggs and fluff. The top priorities is to find a place to call his own and build a nest. But the penguins, who have worked hard to build their nests, are now on high alert. Even walking carefully, it's hard to avoid trouble. The flapping frequency of the Adelie penguin's wings is beyond the reach of the emperor penguin. There are even more extreme defenders who are relentless. Before finishing one task, I've already been beaten up twice. I must hurry to build the nest. Stones are the only nesting material in this area. Stephen blindly carries back and forth. Because of being late, he has to work twice as hard to catch up. Where there are hard-working ones, there will also be those who cheat and slack off. This enthusiastic neighbor, who is familiar with the route and bold yet meticulous, maybe all the materials for his nest are borrowed. After being busy for so long, but the results are not significant. I just feel like something is wrong, but I can't quite put my finger on it. This neighbor is also very cautious. Take only one each time. This is hard for Stephen to notice. The neighbor even looks up at the sky, pretending nothing happened. As this feeling of something being wrong becomes more and more obvious, Stephen fell into deep thought. Is it that I haven't worked hard enough? This unpredictable superstar neighbor puts Stephen in an awkward situation. Leaving the nest to collect stones will lead to losing the stones. But staying here, it will be difficult to find a mate due to the lack of a nest. He might just be missing one piece and won't take any more. But what if it's not? I can only search around here. It's not just the neighbor who wants to gain without working. A situation like being blind. He might need to get married first before building a house. On the ice surface not far away, hundreds of thousands of ladies are about to arrive. The bear-like man will use his elegant singing voice to flirt with the opposite sex. Stephen fell in love with this person of the opposite sex at first sight. It's time for a song. Let's not discuss how well or poorly it was sung for now. On the other side, his lizard target has successfully paired. Another one has come over. Disappointed, Stephen lost his courage for a moment. Fate always takes time to bring people together, and the person in front of me seems to like me a little. With a sudden increase in heart rate, heart racing like a fawn in chaos. Then, it was gone in the blink of an eye. Stephen's singing voice also became lonely and sad. But sometimes, sadness can also be a form of attraction. His name is Adeline. They swayed as they made vows of love to each other. To harvest a genuine love. What does it matter if you fail a few times? But Stephen still has one more thing to do. The house for their small family is only half built. He needs to finish building the nest before the baby is born. Stephen worked tirelessly, without rest. Whenever he thinks of Adeline, who exudes a sweet fragrance, he is filled with strength all over. After more than a month of hard work, it was finally completed. The male penguins will enjoy a brief moment of relaxation. Stephen, who doesn't like to join the crowd? He avoided the crowded group. He arrived at a quiet place. Finally, he can take a good bath in the sea and relax, thinking of his wife and the baby that is about to be born. Stephen still felt that happiness came too suddenly. One of the biggest predators of the Adelie penguin is the leopard seal. A sudden crisis, it interrupted the penguin's happy time. Everyone hurriedly jumped onto the shore and fled. Meanwhile, Stephen, immersed in his own world, remained completely After unaware. Enjoying the carefree time, he also needs to go ashore and reunite with his companions. On the vast icy surface, only the orcas are lurking in the sea, eyeing their prey, and it was blocked on the opposite shore. On this side of the gathering place, Adeline eagerly awaiting. At this moment, 2 eggs have already been laid. The mother is patiently incubating them. The summer in Antarctica is coming. The warm sun and wind quickly bring the cold air. A blizzard with the intensity of a hurricane. It is about to sweep across this land. The penguins exposed to the elements hurriedly returned to the gathering place. Meanwhile, our protagonist is lost at this moment. A small figure, lonely and helpless. In this extreme weather of -40 degrees, the parents remain still, keeping their courage safe inside the nest. Adeline, buried by the blizzard for the most part, at this moment, still holding on a leg. She believes that Stephen will definitely return.